Welcome back to the BoshNRoll channel. Today I'm playing Pauper, and I'm doing my due diligence here to get the Hawkeye's Bow combo on the channel for posterity. I am attending and competing in Pauper Genesis coming up as part of the DMV CubeCon weekend, where if this deck is legal, it will be a big deal. I'm also recording this Friday, June 26th, where Monday, June 29th, there is a ban and restricted update for Magic the Gathering, just scheduled. And normally, I wouldn't expect a card to be banned like 5 days after it's legal, though this one immediately concerned the Pauper community when Hawkeye's Bow was spoiled. And Gavin Verhey has been very active on social media, at first saying, we are not going to pre-ban this card. We'd like to see what it does. And then there was kind of a generic call the day the set was released. Hey, let me know by the end of the week, wink, wink, what your experiences playing with and against this card are. And then today, I saw him posting on Instagram, like, well, Hawkeye's Bow has won all 3 of the Pauper challenges since it was released. And I don't know if that means the Pauper panel and Gavin and Wizards of the Coast are going to ban this card on Monday, where it was legal for less than a week. But it does seem to be in the cards for that to happen. And if that does happen, I want to have played it at least once for the channel. And if it doesn't happen, I want to have played it many times because there's a good chance I end up doing something like this at Pauper Genesis. The combo here, after 2 minutes of preamble, Hawkeye's Bow, equipped creature gets +1/+0 reach. Whenever it becomes tapped, it deals 1 damage to each opponent. Seeker of Skybreak can tap to untap target creature. It doesn't say another target creature, so you equip the bow to the Seeker, you tap Seeker, target Seeker, your opponent takes 1, Seeker untaps, and you do it again, and again, and again, and again, and they die. This is 4 total mana that can be split up among a couple different sequences of doing it. Seeker of Skybreak costs 2, that's just what that card costs. Bow costs 1 to cast, 1 to equip. That could be turn 1 Bow, turn 2 Seeker, turn 3 equip. That could be turn 2 Seeker, turn 3 Bow plus equip. That could be turn 7 Seeker, activate Bitter Reunion, give Seeker haste, play and equip Bow, do it all at once. A lot of ways this can come together, pretty tight for a Splinter Twin combo. And Hawkeye's Bow, the other text on this, +1/+0 and reach. And the bow doesn't deal the damage, the creature does when this is tapped. So this shell, which I just pulled off of MTGO, features a bunch of lifelink creatures because one of the other best decks in the format is Red Mandus Burn. Equip Sacred Cat with Hawkeye's Bow, and it's now functionally a 3/1 lifelink. Outlaw Medic, 3/3 lifelink. And they have reach, in case that matters, which it does in this Spellstutter Sprite format. Sneaky Snacker format. Speaking of Sneaky Snacker, we got that one too, don't worry. There's a bunch of discard and draw 2 effects, Pursue the Past, Bitter Reunion, Faithless Looting in this build of the deck. All those trigger Sneaky Snacker. And it's on a gate engine. Basilisk Gate, target creature gets +X/+X, where X is the number of gates you control. In this deck with 14 gates just built into its mana base, which means if your opponent is sitting on their lightning bolt to try to take out your Seeker of Skybreak when you try to combo, but you're trucking them every turn with a 6/6, 8/8, 10/10, whatever Sacred Cat and gaining that much life, they lose that game too. And if Sneaky Snacker's chipping in, but they're saving their removal for your combo, they lose that game too. There's a lot of engines here on top of each other that also just perfectly carry the new Pauper Splinter Twin inside. This deck is very ambitious, and it's won 3 challenges in a row. And this deck is kind of what I called out on the Eternal Glory podcast, where we talked about Hawkeye's Bow and the other Marvel cards that are going to impact Eternal formats. A lot of the early builds I was seeing before the set actually came out were like turbo, like trying to Lotus Petal this out to make it happen on turn 2. You don't have to do that. You could even put this in a blue deck with Trinket Mage that just find the bow, back it up with Counter Magic, combo out on like turn 9 or whatever, while playing a deck that's otherwise full of normal cards. And this one, I mean, it didn't go blue, which was my inclination, but that's always my inclination. It went Naya, But Malevolent Rumble, Bitter Reunion, we're moving cards like crazy. We've got engines on top of engines. I'm way more scared of this than a version of the deck that goes off on turn 2 with some built-in fail rate. Let's do this while we can do it. These cards might be banned a couple hours after this video goes live, or it could be a problem for the next 2 months or so. But right now, I'm allowed to do this, so that's what I'm going to do. This is Naya Hawkeye. The DMV Legacy League's Triple Threat Weekend is coming up fast. July 11th and 12th is DMV Cube Con on Saturday and Sunday, the DMV Legacy Classic on Saturday, and Pauper Genesis run by the NYC Pauper League on Sunday. The weekend also features a bunch of side events, charity drives for good causes. It's going to be awesome. I'll be there doing coverage for Legacy and then competing in Pauper. I hope to see you there. Use the QR code or the link in the video description to go sign up now. I'm on the draw in round 1. I think I am going to keep this hand. There's 21 lands in my deck. I have Faithless Looting that can move cards around. And then Bitter Reunion if I find my land, moves cards around even more. I'm into it. Well, I see a card for my draw step. I cast Faithless Looting. That's 3. I get another draw step. That's 4. If I miss on 4 draws with 20 lands in my deck, whatever, bro. Seeker of Skybreak. Here's a Faithless Looting. All right, there's a bunch of lands. I'll discard Prismatic Strands and I guess Pursue the Past. And my whole combo's here now. Prismatic Strands, another messed up part of this deck, because a lot of the ways you're going to fight Seeker of Skybreak is by killing it. And if you can't kill it, then you're out of luck, I guess. Okay, Cliff Gate. I get to pick a color. I need green and white over the next couple turns. If I want to defend my Seeker, all right, I'm going to go white first. This taps for red or white. And I'm just going to put the bow into play. Let you know this is what's going on. Another Melded Moxite. My opponent did mulligan to 5 here. Okay, Lava Dart. That's one of the cards that would normally be a problem, except that I'm setting up this whole business with Sacred Cat. Yeah, I could exile Sneaky Snacker here. I think I want a Bitter Reunion, though. I drew a Snacker of my own, which is pretty nice. Discard that, draw 2 cards. I'm going to go white-green on this land. This is base white, choose green. And I would like to do this all at once. Seeker with haste, equip bow with a white creature to tap for Prismatic Strands available. Bolting my face, just trying to get it done. Fair enough. Grab the prize, discarding Fiery Temper. Yeah, they are trying to burn me out, but they did also just tap out. If I draw an untapped source of mana, I win right now. All right, they found another land drop. Okay, I'm at 8. All right, well, there's untapped white. Or no, I'm a mana short even with the untapped white, aren't I? Because Seeker costs 2, equipping bow costs 1. Or no, I'm there. Oh, activating Bitter Reunion and casting Cat. Yeah, I am 1 short. Okay, I'm gonna play Cat, and I could equip bow to Cat. Having a 2-power lifelink creature that can block Sneaky Snacker is pretty nice. I could also just exile Sneaky Snacker. I think that's the way to go. I'm going to Journey to Nowhere, exile Snacker, and play out a white-green land. I don't really need more green, though. I'll go white-red. Red-white land. And I'm going to try not to die this turn. No attacks, because that's not what the game's about. A Lava Darting the Cat is tough. I'm functionally at 6. Grab the prize. I'm functionally at 4. Oh no, I'm functionally at 1. Are they going to get it through 1 turn early? Yes, they are. All right, well done. And maybe I'm supposed to get Sacred Cat active earlier than that. Maybe that turn where I Bitter Reunion trying to get the Snacker online should have just been playing a lifelink creature. A Shattered Acolyte, Outlaw Medic. Shitload of lifelink coming in here. I'm not that into Faithless Looting. A gear that I could take here is just boarding out the combo. Like, if I'm up against a Lava Dart strategy, I could just become like mono lifelink plus removal. Transformational sideboard here with passive life gain and just become Naya Gates. I know that's kind of boring for content reasons, but for actual strategic in-game reasons, I think it's kind of dope. And if my opponent's going to bring in a bunch of shatter effects to kill my Hawkeye's bows, and they're going to hold up interaction for Seeker of Skybreak, then I just don't care. I think I'm kind of into that. All right, we'll do it that way. The one lander is tough, and it's not a Boros one lander. I have to pick, like, this is the base green one. This is the least important one in the deck. I'm gonna mulligan. Okay, this one works. Keep and put. I can cast Bitter Reunion. Yeah, Bitter Reunion is just more castable than Pursue the Past. Okay, I'm gonna do that. I do have to name white with this Manor Gate though, so I can't actually cast Bitter Reunion. But I'm also would have been really far away from the other one. Goblin Tomb Raider, 2/2 haste. Strictly better Goblin Guide. I think I'm going to try to put Medic in front of this thing rather than Journey to Nowhere. I would not mind drawing a card if they just bolt this and clear their way. Hawkeye's Bow. Okay, you're doing this too, or is this just a burn card that you play? And I'm definitely blocking. I do need a land. Down one. Journey to Nowhere. Yeah, I'll take the stabilization here. Grab the prize, discarding Lava Dart. And they missed a land drop. That's 6 spells in their hand. They've got another medic here. Shattered Acolyte could blow up this Great Furnace right now, actually. I think I'm just going to do that. If you're missing land drops, I want to make your life horrible. They found a mountain. Sad. Grab the prize, discarding Sneaky Snacker. Basilisk Gate. Let's go. Okay, so I can play Medic and Journey, and the Gate can +3 this lifelink creature next turn. So now they do have to play a little bit of defense. Yeah, Hardcast, Fiery Temper, just to get that out of the way. Malevolent Rumble. Is that going to be good for a red source? Can we find some action? Sacred Cat. I like that guy too. Okay, green, colorless, Rumble. Cliff Gate. This milled over another Sneaky Snacker. Okay. Cliff Gate. That's going to be red, white. Lay out Cat. And they have to respect this cat for a long time as well. There is a Lava Dart in the graveyard. And the festivities. All right, that's pretty good. A Bitter Reunion. Red, colorless, Reunion. Discard Snacker. Come back, come back. Basilisk Gate. Sacred Cat. I'm one short of giving this haste and crushing with it. That's disappointing, but I'm still gonna bust it. Another festivities. I guess I could have played around that by just saving the cat. A red, colorless, Bitter Reunion. 2 can play the Sneaky Snacker game. Okay, there's another cat. And I, again, am one short of going where I want to go with it. And I could just give it haste and chip for 1. How many Bitter Reunions could I possibly need in play? Okay, Sacred Cat. My creatures have haste. Attack for 1 lifelink. I'll at least get paid there. And Gate. Red, white. Pass. Basilisk Gate only activates as a sorcery. That's really important to remember when the comments inevitably ask me, why didn't I just activate Gate in response to Gate in response to Gate? Because you can't. Uh-oh, another one. Okay, so maybe I can overcome this Lava Dart this turn. We've got Sacred Cat on the Embalm. Sacred Cat from hand. Ace the squad. And I'm going to buff the one that can come back. Okay, flashback Lava Dart on that. Necessarily done. Attack. And do I play around the 3rd and the festivities? I think I just want my lifelink cats in play. Epicure. Galvanic Blast my face. Oh no, have they overcome it just like that? Oh, they were just waiting for a 3rd artifact to roast me with. Okay, scooped it up. They didn't have the damage. They were just messing with me. All right. Is this an Ancient Grudge matchup? I mean, they're not like Affinity, but they did have a lot of stuff that cared about their artifacts, including artifact lands. Do I think Grudge is better than something like Guardian of the Guild Pact? And this is unkillable for their deck. And I can pile Gate attacks onto it, and they can't kill it in response if I just want some huge output of damage. I think I kind of like where I am. It's, do I want this Journey to Nowhere? We've seen that they're the Goblin Guide version of the deck. All right, I will cut 1 Guardian for 1 additional removal spell. A pretty good hand. I'll keep it. Epicure. Red-white land. Melted Moxite. Sneaky Snacker. Forgot to attack. We take those. Okay, Outlaw Medic, get in there. Start putting up the walls. Yeah, I mean, gain 3 life, I'll take it. Thermo Alchemist. Okay, Pursue the Past, gains life. Okay, red, white, Pursue the Past. Discard one of these mountains. Citadel Gate. Play this on red. Alright, shields are down. Oh, I do have a green card in my deck. I guess I was supposed to play this on green. I totally forgot about Malevolent Rumble. Like, literally that it's even in my deck. I'm just playing great here. It's literally in my hand, and I'm like, no, I don't have any of those. Okay. Red, colorless, Bitter Reunion. This is going to discard Strands. And then red, white, Medic. I can flashback Strands with the Medic. Made a tapped robot in the end step. That is a non-red threat. So is Sneaky Snacker. I discard another Snacker to a blood token, and another blood can get that back. I'm at 12. Probably attack with just Snacker here would be my guess. Okay. What's going on here? Fiery Temper targeting my Medic. Alright, well, in response, I'll prevent all damage red sources do this turn. Okay, that did push some damage through. It also tapped them out, though. I can gain 4 off of a lifelink attack and then play another lifelinker. Alright, Gate Blast, gain 4, Acolyte, and pass. Another attacker. Am I dead to this damage straight up? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Not quite. They do need another spell. And I think eliminating the artifact that it's both an artifact for things that care about that, and it's red for things that care about that. There's a lot that cares about that. Okay, my options here. Attack gain 5, I'm at 9. I can Journey to Nowhere a creature. Like, this doesn't work on defense either, because it's activated as a sorcery. I'm short on mana to flashback Pursue the Past and activate Gate. Okay, red-green Gate. Buff the Medic. Attack for 5. I'm at 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Journey to Nowhere. Am I more worried about Alchemist or Tomb Raider? I mean, my opponent needs to draw a spell for Alchemist to be as good as the face-up Tomb Raider. I guess I should have taken Sneaky Snacker, actually. They're all 2 damage at this point. Just gotta hope my opponent has literally nothing. And this Outlaw can continue to work. But tapping in the main phase is a sign they don't. Yeah, this deals 1 to me as well. Okay. Got me to exactly 0. Yeah, 1 less Snacker that game. I think I win it. But they were able to just get the full loot damage engine going quick. I'm also not sure if I'm supposed to be wording out the combo, but that does feel right here. On to the next round. The BoshNRoll channel is brought to you by Tales of Adventure. TOAMagic.com has almost 100,000 unique cards in stock. They offer free track shipping on every order, plus next day or 2-day options when you have an event coming up fast. They offer on-site pickup at major Magic events throughout the US, so you're never scrambling before your tournament. Stop by their booth to buy, sell, or trade at upcoming regional championships, Magic Con, Spotlight Series, and more. I love their selection of individually scanned high-end cards that show you exactly what you're buying. And the best part is saving 5% on every order with promo code BOSH. From Ancestral Recall to Zombie Master, get what you need quickly and in one place at TOAMagic.com. Eternal lives here. I'm on the draw in round 2. I'm going to keep. Faithless Looting plus Sneaky Snacker is some movement that I'm interested in. Another Snacker. Okay, a red Gate. Well, this Faithless Looting is just 1 mana draw 2 at this point. It's actually kind of better than that, because I still end up with the Snackers in the zone I want them in. My opponent is showing the colors that they could be this same sort of deck that I'm on. Okay, discard the 2 Snackers. I have a red-white Gate. I'll make a white-green Gate. I can get the Snackers back next turn while continuing to improve my hand. Just hope I don't die before then. A tap land after not doing anything with their mana the whole last turn cycle. I like that. Okay, I do have to do this on my turn if I want the bonus of getting Snackers back. I think I'm going to discard one of the planes. I have enough untapped lands to play with here. Cliff Gate, red-white, Writhing Chrysalis, just an actual Pauper card. Prismatic Strands, which does not affect Chrysalis. Okay, I could start trying to push damage here. Kind of like that, I guess. Gate, buff, attack for 6. And I've got the bow now. I think I would like to just put this into play for mana efficiency's sake. I don't have a Seeker or a way to give Seeker haste. And if I play out Bow, that tells them that I'm this combo, and they might be stingy with removal. Wellspring. Refurbish Familiar. Okay. I've got stuff I can afford to discard here. I'll dump Manor Gate. Second Basilisk Gate. All right, I'm going to equip a Snacker. I just clicked the wrong land. What am I doing here? Okay, something's happening in response. Okay, casting down a Snacker. That's great for me. And then equip this bow. Basilisk Gate. I'm actually not going to buff because I'm just going to get this one damage through and then flashback Faithless Looting second main and get my Snackers back. Looting. I could have played that turn better. Discard Mountain and Cliffgate. I like having access to untapped lands at this point, and I can play a gate on the next turn even without the Cliffgate. Just hoping I don't get comboed out somehow. Like Writhing Chrysalis can get pretty big pretty fast with the right sequence. Another familiar. Discard Plains. Should probably be discarding Prismatic Strands. I'll discard that next. Lembas is in play. Okay. Writhing Chrysalis, trying to decide if it's attacking or not. Decided against. Good bet. Pursue the Past. Boy, that's annoying. For someone. It's great for me. Or another Snacker and Pursue the Past. How about another Basilisk Gate? Do we like that one? Gas up this Snacker. 8-7. And would I rather have a mana open or get one extra damage through? I'll get a damage through. I'm mixing it up here because they're all going to come back anyway. Opponent goes to 12. Okay, something's happening. And I would love if they spend another removal spell. Let's go. And that's why I put one of these on the other guy. Okay, that dies. Opponent's at 12. Second main. Pursue the Past. Discard Snacker. Go to 24. All my Snackers come back. Straight up snacking it. Another Chrysalis. Oh, the thing I need to pay attention to while I'm taking these Snacker chip shots is how much damage my opponent can bash me back for. It's currently 8. Next turn. Oh, okay. They just got another engine. Put a +1 counter on this creature. Okay, so they have 3 creatures that get bigger. So now it's in like the high teens they can hit me for next turn, if not 20 outright. Map revealed Slagwoods Bridge, your mom's hometown. And at some point, these Snackers could just start blocking, which we might be close to. Right, I take 5 here. Cliff Gate, another Pursue the Past. If I just attack with all my Snackers and do nothing, they don't really have to do anything either. That's not great. Having access to Strands for black is not the worst here. All right, I think I'm gonna Pursue the Past, discarding Strands right now. And I think I want to use one from the graveyard. Pursue the Past, discard Strands, gain 2 life, cat, another red-white land, and I should equip Hawkeye's bow to somebody. I'll equip it to the cat because that deals 1 when I flashback Prismatic Strands also. And it gains 1, deal 1, gain 1. Lembas. Makeshift Munitions. Boy, I hate that card. And it damn near kills me just outright on this board. Okay, I have 2 Strands in response. And I think I have to name black. Oh wait, it just resolved. I could name red and turn off munitions for the turn and have my blockers. I thought they were going to munitions in response a little bit. This also lets me keep my cat. But yeah, I'll name red actually. No attacks, let's go. Okay, big draws, another Strands. Can I tempo my way through this? It doesn't seem super likely. And makeshift munitions is just a lock on all these X1s. I could give a Snacker plus X, but that just is locked behind munitions. I think I'm going to Pursue the Past, discarding Citadel Gate. This leaves up 3 mana. Do I need a second bow? Maybe it's actually bow I discard here. I'm going to go with Gate after all. Because if I do end up in a world where comboing looks remotely feasible, I'd like the option. Okay, am I just dead here? It's pretty close. And the Chrysalis being colorless messes up a lot of other stuff for me too. All right, I'm going to go to combat. And I'm not going to attack. All right, I think I'm just going to pass here. All right, they didn't end step munitions me. Casting down my cat. That I could Strands red and black in response. I don't think that's the way to do this, though. Opponent is Hellbent, but they actually have, like, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, like 16 more game actions they could take because they have makeshift munitions. Okay, in response, I'm going to Strands to the first munitions activation. Okay, once again, they did not respond, so I'll name red to keep my blockers up rather than black to partial fog. Lembus shuffled into the deck, 14 life, sacking Twisted Landscape, grows the creature. Yeah, please attack with the refurbished familiars. Okay, have to block here. Okay, what else we got here? This is big, but Chrysalis is colorless. Chrysalis also has a reach. Journey to Nowhere. I think I do have to deal with Infiltrator. Do I literally die if I don't? It's pretty close. Alright, I'll take out the Infiltrator. That one is getting steadily larger. If I bring back Sacred Cat, they're going to immediately donk it with munitions. Pursue the Past would bring back Snacker and gain me some life. Alright, white-red. Pursue the Past. I think it's the second bow. Like hitting land drops is kind of useful right now. Manor Gate. Pick white as the alternate color. Outlaw Medic. In X3. Watch out. Alright, that one they actually have to commit some real stuff to killing. Okay, pass the turn. X3 online. Opponent drew Cleansing Wildfire. One's pretty nice. One of my Basilisk Gates dies. I'll go get a Plains. God, they cantripped into another one. Settle down. Stop. You maniac. I need that. A third one? This is what's going on now? Okay. Chill the fuck out. Guess the fourth one. Okay, now you draw land. Great. Great. Okay. Killing a Snacker. Attacking with one Chrysalis. I will block. I have another Pursue the Past face up that will bring these Snackers back. That was a fucked up turn. I just want the record to show that that was a fucked up turn. I guess I'm gonna Malevolent Rumble first. I'm a little worried about decking myself at this point. Do I want Journey to Nowhere? Am I actually gonna win this game by killing all my opponent's creatures? And that's possible. Journey. Exile the larger Chrysalis. I could sack this to deal 1, which does grow the other Chrysalis, because that's Saxon Eldrazi. Killing my Snacker. Okay, that's fine. They're about to come back anyway. Pursue the Past probably discards Rumble here. Just try to have faith in Seeker of Skybreak. So how does that card ever beat Makeshift Munitions? I don't know that it does. Okay. Passing the turn. We're chilling. I've got one bow left in my deck. Yeah, one thing I should be thinking about here is how do I get 14 more damage across? That's also a gear that I have. I guess if my opponent just plays like shit, it's possible to win with the combo. Or, no, what I have to do is draw Bitter Triumph, flashback. Okay, so I am trying to Rumble. I'm looking for Bitter Triumph, and I can actually win this game. Maybe even this turn. Okay, Rumble. Take Basilisk Gate, I guess. Where are my Bitter Triumphs? I play 4, right? I see 0. Currently 0. Basilisk Gate. Another Pursue the Past. And I can just truck onto Outlaw Medic. What are you going to do about that? Sack 3 permanents, take 9. Okay. Let me attack you with a 9-power creature. Does seem to be their answer to that. And they can block ping. This isn't a huge deal. Okay, didn't ping me either. I just gained the 9. I'll take it. And I guess I will return Cat to play. That gives me an untapped white creature to play with. I mean, they could remove it, but they are kind of running out of permanents here. They played a land tapped. Killed my cat. That's fine. Okay, now they're like, actually, Outlaw Medic should die, and it's worth 3 of my permanents. Reasonable call. Okay, Outlaw Medic's dead. I draw a card. Another freaking gate. You're fetching. There are still basics in there. Draw for turn a mountain. I think what I want to do here is gas up an Eldrazi spawn with Basilisk Gate. Or, no, I should go after Snacker. I do plan on triggering that this turn anyway. Alright, target Snacker. If they actually run out of permanents, that's pretty cool. Equip the bow to that also. Gotta get my damage. Do I want to push with the other Snackers? Yeah, I do. I'm going to Pursue the Past this turn anyway. If I can get something out of them, I'll take it. Jump block, regular block. You could throw this one at that one. Okay. Those were all gonna die and come back anyway. Pursue the past. Red, white, colorless, colorless. Discard Citadel Gate. Oh my god, I still have not found a Bitter Ordeal. I actually play 4 copies of that card. It's hard to believe. Karak Clan Shaman. That does not affect my snackers. Okay, blowing up the equipped snacker. And I have crushing inevitability in this game. I thought the munitions would be bad news, but I have ground through it, and I have a way to combo out as soon as I find Bitter Ordeal. Or Bitter Reunion. That's the one. Not Bitter Ordeal, it turns out. You may discard a card. Okay, that's good to know. I don't even need to loot. Okay. Bitter Reunion. Play that. Do I want to discard a card? No, my hand's already perfect. Okay. Prismatic Strands. Name red. And that's important because the bow is not dealing the damage the creature is. Okay, yeah, the opponent knows what's going on. That was pretty fucked up. Like, I figured it out in real time, but if you know what you're doing, I can understand that being even more difficult. All right, comboing does seem like a good idea here. The Strands was nice. I need some number of those, but they also do primarily kill me with a colorless card. I think in general, sideboarding out Faithless Looting is okay. I could see also just trimming on combo, like 1 Seeker, 1 Bow can come out, and if the game's going to be super long and interactive like that, I could have, like, I don't think this is an Ancient Grudge matchup, because their artifacts are indestructible lands and stuff that they want dead. Guardian of the Guild Pact. And the Chrysalis does battle with this. Outlaw Medic could just be an upgrade to Sacred Cat. Sacred Cat comes back, but as we saw in X3, that game completely changed the shape of things. I think I'm going to shave another Strands. I got 2 of them. I can shred through my deck and find it. And is Outlaw Medic just an upgrade to Sacred Cat, or am I tricking myself? Shattered Acolyte, destroy target artifact or enchantment. They did have a bunch of those. Okay. I'm going to try it like this. It might even be possible that I'm supposed to just submit my main deck again. Or I should at least have in the extra Journey to Nowhere. No lands at all. Mulligan. There are 21 lands in this deck. A reasonable number. Okay, I'm going to 5. Alright, here we go. Keep. Get rid of one of the planes. And I kind of want all my looters. Alright, I'll bottom Strands. I want my looters, I want my lands. And Strands is a nice one to discard, but I'm just going to have to deal with it. Okay, red, green. I am still on the combo and Malevolent Rumble. Okay, that's an artifact I can destroy. Not that one. All right, Sneaky Snacker, Sacred Cat. I am comfortable discarding that. Bitter Reunion versus Pursue the Past. I'm going to lead on Reunion. If my opponent has like enchantment destruction that messes up my haste later, I've already mostly gotten paid out of this card, but if they have graveyard hate and get to clear Pursue the Past and Sacred Cat, that's annoying. Cleansing Wildfire, your stuff. Yep, that works. Refurbish Familiar. One of these gates is going. There's a snacker. Okay. New plan. Loot the snacker away. Ooh, Fairy Macabre. Dirty. Okay. Well, snacker is handled. Red, white land, pass. I guess I discard mountain here. Oh, come on. That's enough of that. Journey to Nowhere is not better than Shattered Acolyte right now. Basilisk Gate for sure is happening. I guess I'll play Shattered Acolyte. I don't think I want to escape the cat yet. We know my opponent plays sweepers, and this one at least can get some value on the way out if it dies. If my opponent runs out of stuff to do, Basilisk Gate plus Lifelink will actually just win this damage race. But they're a Cleansing Wildfire deck also, which could blow up my gate. Yeah, there it is. Okay, now they're winning again. Fuck off. Alright. Or Refurbish Familiar. Normally, they have to bounce it a few times, but you could also just put 4 in your deck and draw them all. Cast down. Kill one of the Familiars. Okay. I think they should have attacked first. I'm never just randomly picking off a Familiar. Ooh, okay. Basilisk Gate off the top. Are we back? Truck it up. Aced. Okay. The race is back on. We're both hellbent, but I have stronger creatures. Or my creatures line up better, I guess is what I mean to say by that. Okay. Writhing Chrysalis. I needed a bad draw. That was a good one. And this can become 4/5, which is bigger than my cat. Not anymore, it's not. Alright. Cat blasting. They could block sack and fizzle the lifelink with an Eldrazi spawn. Okay, they do seem to know how to do that now. They didn't do that last game with the whatever that was, makeshift munition thing. Wellspring, cast down. Okay, now they're ahead. There was a moment where we both had no cards, and I was ahead, but a couple good draws in a row, and now that's not the case anymore. F4. Basilisk Gate's not going to win it for me. Very macabre. A nice one. Should I have just more combo in here? Just really put them to the test on that. In Ancient Grudge, actually, that's a great card to discard to my Loots, and it's a great card to discard to Familiar, and we saw a bunch of Vault of Whispers that game too. They actually had a lot more things worth killing than I remembered specifically. It might be like a cat and a medic that move around here. I like the Acolyte. I did board in a bunch of white lifelink threats for Prismatic Strands and for Gate. Guardian of the Guild Pack does put them on Writhing Chrysalis or Bust. It's really how fair do I want to get. I don't want to shave a Malevolent Rumble. That card's great. It could be a cat and a bow. Like, bow does so little until it's doing everything. All right. We're kind of a crazy amalgam here, but I'm trying to lock in a variety of things for my opponent to have to worry about. I get to keep a hand. That's so crazy. I'm going to go red-white, then red-green on these two gates. Red-white. I've got 9 minutes left to my opponent's 13. I have spent a lot of time thinking, but that's enough time to play the game. Slagwood Bridge. Okay, that's a straight-up green gate. Would I rather have that in play? I guess it's mostly the same thing, huh? Sacred Cat. A swamp. Cleansing Wildfire, doing the thing. A Manor Gate. I'm going to name white. I already have 2 red sources. Outlaw Medic. That's the one that I don't care if it dies, but it's also nice to have in play. A white weenie with the mono-tap land mana base. Just good deck building. Gixian Infiltrator. That's the one that gets big sometimes. Isle Spellbomb. They can make this one larger at will. I could grudge that Spellbomb. They cycle it off, they draw a card, but it's mostly handled without additional issue. I could do that anytime, though, so I'm not going to do it right now. All right, I'm going to play Shattered Acolyte. I think I'm actually going to attack with both creatures. I should have done that before playing Acolyte. Because if they want to sacrifice Nile Spellbomb before damage, then they don't get to exile the cat. Yeah, this is fine. And if they just dump that off, I was going to Ancient Grudge it anyway. Okay, deal. This is all fine with me. All right, bring the cat back immediately. And pass. Cast down. Currently no targets. Dead. Again, using cast down on something like that, though, instead of Seeker of Skybreak is great for me. Okay, green, white, Malevolent Rumble, Basilisk Gate. Do I want Gate and get to work, or do I want Bitter Reunion and start moving cards around like that? I'm going to take the Gate, actually. I'm just on this kind of Gate strat. I'm in my Gate arc. I think the worst thing that can happen here is they cast this thing down and I draw a card. Yeah, fine. Deal. Still going to be a problem next turn. Pass. Wellspring. Fetch land makes this bigger, but I've found the answer to that. That's fine, as long as they don't make it 23 power this turn. Which I don't think they can do. Pretty sure. I'm thinking about it. Attacking. Okay. I will not be blocking. That makes me feel like they have an answer to Sacred Cat. But that's fine. I'm going to jack it up anyway. Let's see that answer. 6/6 lifelink now. Attack. Or they might just have nothing, because if I make a 6/6 and they're not going to block, then why do anything? Wow, Terminates in their deck? Bad news for my Guardian of the Guild Pact. Glad to see a removal spell gone, though. Okay, we're back to parity of some sort. Cleansing Wildfire, my gate, sad. Twisted Landscape, 2 cards left in hand over there. Another Infiltrator. They can make that 3/2 at will with the fetch land. Bitter Reunion. I think I want to rumble first, because if this finds Snacker, that's great. I found a Snacker. Put Cliff Gate in my hand. Wow, Snacker, Pursue. This was the old 1-mana draw 4, straight up. And I'm going to Bitter Reunion, discarding Cliff Gate. I think I believe in this cat more than I believe in needing an extra land. Uh-oh, do they have Graveyard Hate in response? Okay, they're just drawing a bunch of cards in response. Okay, this could find Graveyard Hate. We know they play Fairy Macabre. All right, I will discard the Gate. I found my whole combo. They did not have Fairy Macabre, or at least didn't use it. Sacred Cat. Fetching again. Okay, they've got 3 fresh cards in hand. Exposing Hawkeye's Bow to a destruction spell doesn't sound great to me. But they also play removal. All right, well, I tapped wrong anyway, so I don't even get the choice. All right, pass. I'm insulated versus Refurbished Familiar, because I'll just discard Ancient Grudge. A map token reveals Drossforge Bridge. I think I can afford an Eldrazi spawn here. A land from hand. How much time do I want to spend sculpting? At least a little more is my answer. Discard Mountain. Cast Rumble. I think I'm going to use Spawn for this. I might actually want colored mana still this turn. Guardian of the Guild Pact. And I milled over those strands. That's what I was really looking for. Okay, I'll take Journey right now. And then I'm going to exile the Infiltrator. And I have the protected Send next turn, at least protected from damage-based interaction. Okay, they're eviscerating their own creature in response. You got it. Twisted Landscape, 4 cards over there. Makeshift Munitions, that's the one I have protection from. Another Chrysalis. Every card in their hand that's not cast down is good for me. All right, their Munitioning's my Sacred Cat. It's dead. I don't think this Chrysalis can attack for 21 right now. At least I hope not, because I'm not reacting. Down to 1 mana, or no, they have 2. All right, so cast down still plays here because of the spawns. Okay, yeah, sack the spawns, push damage. This is what I need. Is there any 1 mana out to this, to what I'm presenting here? Oh, do I have enough mana? So it's cast the Seeker, bow plus equip, cat, haste. Yeah, I'm in. Okay. Cat, Seeker. Can I mess up this sequencing? Is that possible? Seeker. There's only 1 mana. Bow. I guess if they had Fairy Macabre, they could have beat me here. So I did mess up the sequencing. All right, cast with flashback, name Red. Okay, red stuff doesn't deal damage. Bow's in, equip bow, and haste the squad. GG. Plenty of time to click through this. Wow, yeah, the inevitability of this combo just existing in this shell, and then if you get all the pieces together, being able to beat Makeshift Munitions with this many resources on a board. Like this one, they just tapped down to 1 and let me go for it, but in game 1, when they had all that mana open and I was still able to just outmaneuver Munitions, was pretty gross, actually. On to the next round.
This video is sponsored by Moxfield.com, the easiest way to build Magic decks online. Moxfield supports over 30 formats, including Legacy and everything else you'll see on this channel. There's multiple customizations so you can interact with your deck how you want. Views such as text, grid, or stacks. And groupings like type, subtype, color, color identity, even artist. The site offers light mode, dark mode, and so much more. However you want to see your deck, Moxfield can provide it for you. Follow my Moxfield to keep up with the channel and what I'm playing in paper. I'll see you there.
I'm on the draw in round 3. I'm going to keep a lot of faith in this one of Faithless Looting. Okay, a blue deck. Red, white on the Cliff Gate. Miscreant coming in. Getting ninja'd immediately? Hell yeah. Alright. It's the small ninja at least. And although I'm playing the combo deck right now, I would prefer if this deck was better. Oh my god. Okay. Well, we might have hit a bit of a snag here. I was hoping that any useful card appeared at any point, and so far that hasn't happened. If they are monocolor, though, Prismatic Strands can buy a lot of time. And Fairy Miscreant, one of my favorite Pauper cards. When that does its thing, it just feels like you're cheating. Especially if they have a ninja to pick up this Miscreant now and then draw another card. It's just so peak. Yep, another ninja. Rumble. Okay. I'm going to play Plains and Rumble. I found Sacred Cat. I guess that's better than Bow. I mean, I have Bow, and I don't need another land. I meant it's better to cast Cat this turn than it is to cast Bow, because that at least does something. Everybody's still coming in. I will trade with the one I can trade with. Humbling Elder. Wow. -2, -0. I am humbled. And there's so many versions of this. Another draw card, Miscreant. Another Rumble. If this gets countered, I'm in some trouble. But I need to make something happen here. Rumble. When it's got 6 cards in hand, this is just the mono blue fairy nuts, and I'm here for it. I'm going to play Basilisk Gate because I think I have to Strands this turn to have any chance at all. Everybody's in. Block Ninja of the Deep Hours. Play Strands, which certainly their 5-card hand won't be able to counter. Oh, it didn't. Cool. Blue. Or they just chose not to. If they recognize what this game's actually about, which is not getting comboed out, like, I don't know that I would necessarily counter there either. It's not lethal. I'm not doing anything. Yeah, I agree with the no counter, even if you had it. Of One Mind draws 2. Fairy Seer. Of One Mind, let's go. Outlaw Medic. Okay, I'm going to cast Hawkeye's Bow and see what happens first. That could inform what creature I play. Spell Stutter deals with that. I don't have another red mana right now. Outlaw Medic. You're in there, big fella. Barrier Strix. Tap target permanent. Okay. I will have to cast Strands in response. And now they're ready to counter it. My spell is countered. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I'm at 1. Basilisk Gate. Okay. I mean, oh, no, I should sequence this correctly. Buff. Buff. I'm gaining more life than they're dealing every turn. I do have to deal with this. But they're drawing a million cards a turn and I'm not. Okay, I'm back to 12. They can attack for 11, I believe. Oh, something with flash in the end step. Okay, just Harriering. I believe this is an attack that puts me to 1. A ninja would put me to 0. There you go. Okay. Oh, more ninjas. Lay them on there. It feels good to lose to one of the most classic, most honest Pauper decks there is. All right, Pyroblast Lightning Bolt coming in. I don't think I want Journey to Nowhere here. And they can't do anything about Guardian of the Guild pack, but it's also a 4-drop. A Sneaky Snacker is huge in this matchup. I didn't have any of those. Outlaw Medic in 1-3 is a nice body. This is a matchup where bow giving reach matters, so I guess Outlaw Medic being 2-3 reach could actually dominate this game. I assume their deck has Gutshot in it, which is an annoying thing to have to think about. I mean, Strands could be important later. If we're in a damage race, Strands is important. If I'm comboing, it's not important at all. So it does play around Gutshot. Deciding what posture I want to be in here. And I'm pretty reliably just shaving a Faithless Looting. And maybe Sacred Cat isn't where I want to be here. Journey to Nowhere is kind of bad too. Oh, I'm just upgrading all of my Journey to Nowheres into 1-mana better versions of the same card here. Okay, what does that do if I think about it like that? I get this cat back. I still have 1 Journey. Do I want any? A Journey could become a Guardian, but I don't think Guardian's actually going to beat this deck. It doesn't block flying. Okay. I'm going to stop here. This deck looks okay. Keep. I think I'm going to go plain Sacred Cat on turn 1 and just try to shit up the board. Or I could go Cliff Gate on 1 and then Cat plus Bow on 2. Oh, that actually sounds better. Gate and make this red-green gate. Yeah, because they're going to use turn 1 to play some Velocity Fairy. And if I can get the Bow onto the battlefield, that's better than it not being there. Second Fairy Seer, that's not what you want to do. Did that last one bottom? Yeah, it did. Okay. Accurate. Okay. I think I might still equip and attack. All right, yeah. Equip, attack. And then if they block, I'll just embalm and play the other one. And if they don't block, I'll just play the other one and move onto it. Cat. Bow is over here now. Heck yeah. 3-1 lifelink. Hard to race that. The second Seer also in bottom. Wow, they're just scooping to my Savannah Lions beatdown. Okay, I'm on the draw now, where things get harder. But I think the cards that I chose to put in my deck are still the right ones. This hand's pretty chunky, but I will keep it. Opponent's on 6. Fairy Seer. Top. All right. We're not going to have a game like last one. Okay, green, white on this, or do I want red, white? I want red, white. Red, white. Maybe I did want to go green, white, because if I draw an untapped land, developing the Seeker against the deck that doesn't really kill it makes sense to me. Okay. Moon Circuit Hacker. And my plan is turn 2 Sacred Cat plus tap land, which doesn't really... I could play either of these lands to do that, but if I draw an untapped land now and want to resolve Seeker while I know it's good, there was a better window to do that. A green-white on this one. And is mostly white here. And I'm definitely trading with this Moon Circuit Hacker if I'm given the opportunity. Nope, I'm busy getting harried. And this is a loot. Didn't loot. Hand's already perfect. That's scary. They said, I'm good. Okay. This is pretty clearly Spellstutter Sprite. I just have to decide which card I care the least about getting countered, and I think it's this Outlaw Medic. Yeah, that's fine. Red-White Cliff Gate. And pass the turn. Bitter Reunion and Seeker of Skybreak are the important cards in my hand. Oh, my monster's been bound. That's an incredible amount of respect for Sacred Cat. 1 card left in hand. Oh no, it's a ninja. That's so good. Yeah, the 1-mana ninja picking up the spell stutter. This is exactly what they want to be doing in life. This is a draw, then a loot. And they did choose to loot this time. So spell stutter sprite and 1 unknown. Okay, I'm going to lead on Sacred Cat and see if I can get the spell stutter flushed out. Then I could bid a reunion and actually do something. Not today, Satan. Basilisk Gate. We got to get through the spell stutter somehow, somewhere, some way. Okay, yep. That is worth countering because if that comes in, these 2 ninjas are pointless. Barrier Strix. My goodness. I'm so harried. This is 6 damage now. Like, I'm almost dead from damage. I was trying to navigate there. Oh god, you have another ninja too? Oh, wow. Alright. I don't think this game is winnable anymore. It's beautiful to watch these ninja decks work. It sinks that I'm on the receiving end of the Stone Cold Nuts twice, but in the game we saw where they didn't have the Stone Cold Nuts, they just died. But I do love these decks, and I would prefer if they are better than these bow decks. Pursue the Past, we know that's counterable. White, red, colorless. Okay. This mostly doesn't matter. All right. I guess I'll play Bitter Reunion, let it get countered, and then play Pursue the Past, and then die. They have more than 4 flying damage, right? Oh, maybe not. Okay, that was really disciplined. Yeah, they didn't fight over the thing that doesn't matter, which is generally the right way to play Magic. Now, if they counter this one, they just have lethal, and they know it. GG. Well played. On to the next round. I'm excited to be a special guest for the Excalibur event's Niagara Falls weekend, September 25th through 27th, 2026. This event features the pre-modern scaling 25K with $10,000 guaranteed and $5,000 added to the prize pool at 275, 350, and 450 players for a total of $25,000. Gold Border and Collector's Edition cards are legal in this tournament, and you can use up to 10 playtest cards to fill out your deck. Be sure to check the FAQ on the Excalibur website to follow their playtest card policy. This has a chance of being the biggest pre-modern event ever. Sign up now and use code BOSH for $5 off entry. I hope I'll see you there. I'm on the play in round 4. I'm going to keep. This throws cards around and has half of my combo in it. So far, shout out to all my opponents for not being a bunch of mirror matches. At least the Pauper format hasn't completely sold its soul to the hot new thing. Forest. A Wild Growth. Journey to Nowhere. I think I'm gonna pursue away this other cat. Okay. I have my combo now, but no green. They're stacking up here. Am I gonna get Stone Rained? Not yet. Okay, here we go. Hawkeye's Bow. Equipped to Sacred Cat. Attack for 3. Cliff Gate on green. Pass. Okay, this thing's getting even bigger. My green land has been destroyed by Acid Moss. Well, you leave me little recourse. Bash. Attack for 4. And my opponent's kind of going to the moon here, and they still got a bunch of cards in their hand. Could easily stabilize in a variety of ways. That's not one of them, though. Shout out Journey to Nowhere. But we are showing the depth of the deck that I'm playing, which is while my opponent's worried about my green sources doing all this other shit, I am just attacking them for 3 every turn. And I'd like the Monarch, please, or the Initiative. I could have sequenced this better where my opponent doesn't know I have this other land in my hand. I'll take... Do I need another mountain? Yeah, I might. If I draw a spell that loots a spell, that becomes useful. Writhing Chrysalis. Now I'm suddenly on defense mode. Oh god, do they have another Avenging Hunter? Yeah, they do. Alright. Defense mode fully activated. I'm at 33 life, though, after all this pinging. 1, 2, 3, 4. Pursue the past. Flash that back. Discard Sneaky Snacker. A flying creature, not that that matters. And planes. Bring back Cat. And pass the turn. Now I'm... And I have the haste enabler now. If I come up with green mana, I can just kill my opponent. And they're trying to kill me before that happens. 30 life. 7/6 attacking. I could block and gain 2 life. I'll just take 7. It's fine. Annoyed Altasaur cascades into Wild Growth. Just how we drew it up. A Bitter Reunion. I think this loots away Malevolent Rumble. It's Rumble or Mountain? I think it's Rumble. Alright, Cliffgate on green. Opponent probably suspects that they're in some amount of trouble here. And they'd be right. I have to survive this turn. Okay, pass. If they have been sandbagging a Stone Rain to keep me off green, that would be really smart. All of my green sources come into play tapped. Okay, Utopia Sprawl is good news for me. I don't care about that one. Annoyed Altasaur, please don't hit a Stone Rain. Fudge! Life is pain. Alright. And this is a lot of trample coming my way. Okay, I'm going to block with the 1/3. This sucks up the most damage. They get to go on the Throne of the Dead 3 next turn. I draw a card, a Sneaky Snacker. I can pursue the past, that one away. Okay, pursue the past, dump Snacker. Still have not come up with a green source. I'm gonna pursue the past again. Should I flash back or play the one in my hand? I guess playing the one from the graveyard is probably better. And discard Malevolent Rumble. Okay, there's a green source for 2 turns from now. I'm in danger. The Throne of the Dead 3 happens. Got a boarding party. Yeah, it doesn't get Cascade, but it does come in as a 9/6. Another one. Malevolent Rumble. Rumble hit Writhing Chrysalis and Bonder's Ornament. Welcome back, recently unbanned. They took Writhing Chrysalis. There's that one. Okay, all their stuff is on the board. I'm at 24. That early life gain doing the most. Okay. Deciding what to attack with. All right, this one, I'm going to block the ones that don't trample and actually kill one of them. I'm at 8. I think I'm going to be a turn behind here. Is there any untapped source of green I can, like any backdoor way to get green? There's really not. Okay, Citadel Gate, name green. And Journey to Nowhere could take out the Avenging Hunter. I can pursue the past to gain some life. Discard another Malevolent Rumble. Get Snacker back. Journey to Nowhere. Exile Avenging Hunter. That's the biggest trample creature. And then Sacred Cat from the bin. Equip Cat with Bow. And I look pretty dead here. I'm going to hope that they play careful or do their math wrong. I guess that's my out. Get to search for a basic land in their upkeep. Mountain. Oh, all right. Well, at this point, it looks like they're doing that on purpose, which is actually really smart. And like if I had a forest in my deck or some way to make a treasure, this game would be winnable, even through endless Stone Rains. Okay, I don't actually know if I can win this game anymore, but I'm going to make the blocks that save me the most damage. No, I'm dead. Okay, yeah, I mean, 3 Stone Rains, keeping me off the mana to cast my thing. Perfectly viable. And Guardian the Guild Pact looks tough for them. Journey to the Nowhere is pretty good. I don't think I'm trying to Shattered Acolyte, and I'm definitely trying to combo. Prismatic Strands, and finding one of those probably could have won me that game. I mean, that just buys so much time. Is this an important Snacker matchup? I guess Snackers are always important, and taking the initiative matters. Outlaw Medic, and it's just kind of a dirtily cantrip blocker in a matchup where that's not really what we're about. Lightning Bolt can kill Boarding Party and Arbor Elf. I don't think I'm worried about that. All right, this is what I'm doing. This is probably a matchup that's very good. I just need to be able to cast my spells. Oh no. Another one lander, mulligan. Deck, please. There's so many lands. There's 21 lands in this deck. More than 1 in 3 cards is a land. All right, we're going to 5. Guess we stop here. Get rid of Faithless Looting, and I really don't want a bottom Journey to Nowhere. Do I bottom Bitter Reunion? Is that possibly right? Like, Hawkeye's Bow is the worst card until it does something, but it's the best card once I do something. All right, I'm going to get rid of Bitter Reunion, and I'm going to have the same open I had last game, but with 2 fewer cards to back it up. Wild Growth, Sacred Cat, Hawkeye Bow, Wild Growth. Did not get immediately Thaumacarsted. Okay. This card is better than equipping Bow, but I may still equip Bow this turn. Those all materialized in the wrong order. If I could have discarded Prismatic Strands to draw an extra journey, that would have been so good. But instead I did the opposite thing. Yeah, Acid Moss, one of my 2 lands. I don't think this game is going to go the way I want it to. Unless they really have nothing. There's 3 cards in their hand. If they just have nothing for 5 turns, they could die. Arbor Elf. It's not nothing. Oh my god. I guess I attack. Oh, something's happening pre-combat. Okay, never mind. They untapped all their mana. Yeah, I can't afford to use Journey to Nowhere on Arbor Elf. Not when they have a deck full of huge creatures. This Arbor Elf taps for 3, though. My Moss! Arbor Elf still on blocking duty. Sneaky Snacker. Card's almost awesome. Cat, keep trucking. Opponent's got 1 card left. If they flood out from here, I've got a chance. No chance. Okay, now the Sacred Cat can't come back, and blocking with Arbor Elf totally stabilizes. Should probably still just do this, though. Yep, okay. I've got nothing. Seems you also have nothing. This is a good opportunity for a conversation where I say in my video sometimes, screw beats flood. And what I mean by that is not mana screw is good for you. There's somebody who has been very active in my comments telling me that screw beats flood is a stupid thing to say and it doesn't make any sense. And that person, rather than being interested in being critical about understanding the game's engine, decides to be stupid. And what I mean when I say that is not that you win the game when you get mana screwed. Fucking obviously, mana screw is bad. But what I mean by that is from here, like if I draw 3 lands in a row, I have 7 spells to cast. Where if my opponent draws 3 spells in a row and their advantage disappears, they could lose. Like if I get something going here, and the fact that they're not doing anything could just mean they have a handful of Stone Rains with no targets. But if I do make something happen and they can't kill me, like I'm in some ways, I don't want to say I'm better off than my opponent because that seems like a crazy thing to say, and it is. But in this world, like if their hand is all lands and my hand is all spells, okay, they found Altasaur. Now they actually get to do something. But from a game engine level, like if somebody has okay, cascaded into another Stone Rain. If somebody has, like if I have 2 lands and 7 3-drops in my hand, and you're attacking me for 2, and you have 3 lands in your hand. If I draw a land, I'm good for the next 7 turns. I have the next 7 turns of the game set up, but you need to draw spells to keep up with all of those turns. And if you can't do that, you're actually falling behind and losing. That's what Screw Beats Flood means. It's not that if you get mana screwed, you automatically win versus someone who floods out a little bit. That's a stupid thing to say. It's a stupid thing to think. But even right now, like, I'm at 21 life. My opponent has 4 cards in their hand. And, like, I'm kind of starting to push back here. It's turn 16 of this game. I haven't done fucking anything. I've never had more than 1 land in play. All right, Deglamour my bow. Sure. That's shuffled into my deck. But I am still pushing damage versus my opponent at 9 life right now. And I can start pivoting onto Prismatic Strands. And they didn't Stone Rain me last turn, which means they're out of Stone Rains. And they're casting wild growths. Like, look at this. This is a game I can definitely win. Hawkeye bow, get that back out there. We're going to need that eventually. And I'm not even at the point where I need to start holding up prismatic strands. Like, the race is still on here. Writhing Chrysalis, that'll make it tougher. Now I'm focused on comboing, but it's so clear my opponent just doesn't have a useful card in their hand. And I'm drawing to, what, 15, 16 outs, and they're drawing to less than that. Like, high impact action spells, they probably play like 10 of. And they've used 2 already. Cast Into the Fire. I mean, that's not happening. I'll prevent red damage. There are 3 prismatic strands in my graveyard from all the discard steps I've gone through this game. Sacking a bunch of spawns. Breath Weapon. I will once again protect my cats. Red. Okay, I guess I'm dead. Okay. My point was not that I was favored in that game, but like if I draw another land, like it's turn 18. If I draw my second land somewhere around turn 16, I could combo them off. I'm pursuing the pass. Sneaky Snacker's coming back. Journey to Nowhere removes their thing, and they have nothing, and I have my next 7 spells set up. That's what Screw Beats Flood means. It doesn't mean you're going to win. It means if both players draw a couple lands in a row, I am way ahead. But obviously, if I don't draw the lands and I stay behind and I get clapped by this 6/5 that dealt 30 damage to me by itself, then you're still going to lose that game. You don't always win when you get screwed and your opponent floods out, but I would be in better shape. I think I was in better shape than my opponent for about the last 7 or 8 turns of this game, despite not having land in play for the 5 turns before that. That's what that means. On to the final round.
The BoshNRoll channel is proudly partnered with the Resleevables. In this YouTube series, hosts Patrick Sullivan and Patrick Chapin go set by set through Magic's past, leveraging their decades of experience as Pro Tour players and game designers to analyze the good, the bad, and the ugly of Magic's history. Each episode is a deep dive into the facts, mechanics, cycles, trivia, decks of the time, and historical context of the set. The hosts dig into notable cards of the era and their lasting impact today. Each set gets an award show where the hosts pick their favorite cards for categories such as Best, Worst, and Weirdest. And finally, give a letter grade for the set's overall success. Whether you want a history lesson or a nostalgia hit, The Resleevables has it at youtube.com/TheResleevables.
I'm on the draw in the last round. I'm going to keep. I have lands in my hand. And right now, obviously, the best I can do is 2-3 in this league at this point. And starting the post-mortem, I'm not sure if I'm sideboarding correctly. Like, do you just completely get off the combo most of the time? Because I think that is a reasonable thing to do. I don't think I'm supposed to be mulling aggressively into combo hands, because that doesn't seem to make any sense. I do seem to be eating shit pretty hard on mana, like just having lands in my hand when I start the game. Maybe that means there should be more of them. Or maybe it means maybe it's a skill issue and I'm just bad. I don't know. But I don't think that's the case. Okay. Opponent's got the counter spell. I'm playing against Blue Terror. I can answer a Tolarian Terror with Journey to Nowhere. This Brainstorm will be their 5th spell in the graveyard. Learn Reveal is the 6th. There's a Terror. Okay, Spell Pierce would be tough beats, but I am going to try to answer this thing. Pay the ward. Okay, 1 down, and they milled 1 earlier. There's a Terror in their graveyard already. So that's 2 of their 8 ways to win the game accounted for. They might have some Delvers or a Murmuring Mystic. Sometimes there's a secondary threat. Okay, they played an island I hadn't seen and then mental noted away 2 islands I had seen. Sleep of the Dead on Sacred Cat is pretty aggressive. Another one. Okay, I think I'd like to take this as a development turn. Pursue the past, discard Faithless Looting. And Plains Sacred Cat. I don't want to get into the Prismatic Strands defense posture until I have to. Mental Note, discarded Counterspell, and Island, second Terror. Okay. opponent is Hellbent. There is Sleep of the Dead in the graveyard. I think that's a later problem. Because I have the next 4 turns of stopping all their damage lined up. And I'm not on a 4-turn clock either. Basilisk Gate next turn actually starts beating the Terror. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to pursue the past here. What would I discard? I would discard a Strands. Yeah, maybe I actually will pursue the past here. So this means I have their next 3 turns covered. I am going to give them a chance to draw Counterspell. Oh, they're just conceding. Yeah, they see the tempo writing on the wall. They're hellbent. My Basilisk Gate's heating up. Just like that, we turn the corner. Pyroblast comes in. Journey to Nowhere comes in. I don't have Graveyard Hate. That's fine. Guardian of the Guild Pact is not a card they can deal with. Yeah, the random lifelink dopes can come out. I think I can do a little less combo and Faithless Looting. Sure. Another 1-lander. Mulligan. I guess I have to keep this one. Keep and put Guardian of the Guild Pact to the bottom. I think I have to name green with Citadel Gate because that gets Rumble online, and Rumble could find the red source to turn on the rest of my hand. Gate on green. And step Lorien from the opponent. That is the island we saw. Ponder. Ponder did not shuffle. I think I'd rather play Seeker right now. They probably have fewer answers to that than they do to Malevolent Rumble, like Spell Pierce. Thinking about that one. Thought Scour, Mildover, Serpent, and Lorien. Now they're holding up Counterspell. Running scared. I'm going to try to Rumble, see if that's worth a Counterspell to them. Mental Note in response. Mild, Thought Scour, Counterspell. I'll take the Manor Gate, and I'll play that on red. I might as well chip shot for 2, right? Goblin Piker, let's go. I don't think they have anything that specifically punishes tapped or attacking creatures. Terror. Terror. Okay, my plan here is another Manor Gate on red. Or I could pursue the past. I'm going to do that. I'm still going to play Manor Gate on red. But I was going to Prismatic Strands first. I Blue Blast that. Another gate on red. And I'm going to pass the turn and try to go off with Pyroblast backup next turn. Brainstorm in the end step. Cryptic Serpent. Every creature they play out is good for me because that's not stopping me from comboing. If they're sandbagging a Gut Shot, that would be pretty devastating. So they would need Gut Shot and Counterspell, right? Because they have Prismatic Strands. Okay, alright, another Mountain is a great draw. Hawkeye's Bow. Brainstorm, that's good news. That's less mana to play with, and it means they're looking for an answer, and they don't have it yet. Thought Scour, that's another dig. They look pretty dead to me. Hawkeye's Bow, and I could beat Counterspell and Gutshot here with what's in my hand. Cool. We did it. 2-3 record with uncertain sideboard strategies. In this deck, there is probably some amount of adjusting the format is done. We did play against reasonable and coherent counterplay in all of our matches. We saw Fairy Macabre, Blue Blast, various artifact removal, things like Cast into the Fire, which is good against both the cats and the bow, and the Seeker. In 2 of the decks that beat me, just straight up ran me over. So that's still something you can do in this format. There was the mono red deck that burned me out right before I stabilized, and then the blue fairies deck that won the 2 games where it was on the play and lost the game it was on the draw. Interesting. And then the Ponza player who either very wisely held back Stone Rains or very luckily drew them every time they needed them to keep me off green mana. But all of those, like that, if Ponza's a big part of the metagame, we could just focus on landing Seeker sooner, I guess, because they can't really kill it. Not in the main deck. They do have some red stuff out of the sideboard. Or like some way to make a treasure to get green, or even just a forest in the deck that you can dig for would go a long way if that's a specific matchup you're worried about. It's hard for me to go 2-3 in a league and then be like, holy shit, this is broken. But we did see all the gears of this where it was like that one game versus Jund where I realized I couldn't lose when I had like 11 cards left in my deck. My opponent had 10 plus lands in play, active makeshift munitions, and was attacking me with Writhing Chrysalis while I had not much going on, it was like, oh yeah, I actually cannot lose this game if I know how to play. And I didn't. So I didn't lose, not I didn't know how to play. A deck with this much grind, this many engines, and it can just combo out, like we saw in the last round where my opponent had triple Fast Serpent, counterspelled something, and then just died. That's a lot for other decks to try to contain. I don't know. I played one league with the Fantasticar in Vintage, and I was like, fuck this, ban it. But I don't necessarily feel that way right now at the end of this league over Hawkeye's bow. And I'd certainly rather not deal with it. Like, the people have been making the comparison most to the Sadistic Lee Basking Brood-Scale combo, which did end up getting banned. And I think this deck is probably a cleaner combo than that one was, or easier to support, or I mean, certainly this whole shell. Like, this is brilliant. Whoever thought of this really did the work and figured out that actually two of Pauper's existing decks can hold this combo just in the middle of it, cradle it like a sweet little baby, and still be doing a bunch of other dope shit. And I don't even know if this is the final form. This card's been legal like 4 days at the time of my recording. Yeah, we'll see what happens with the ban update on Monday. Gavin has clearly got ears to the ground trying to figure out what needs to be done here, if anything. And by the time this video goes live, we'll find out very soon, or we will have known already. I'm going to leave this one here. This was the Naya Gates version of Hawkeye bow combo. Everyone, thanks for watching. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe. Check out the Patreon to support the channel. I'll see you next time.